All right, let's dive in. Today we're looking at the agentic economy, a future where AI is calling the shots. I mean, not calling the shots, but like an active player in the economy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like running things, managing stuff.
Exactly. Think AI managing our finances, optimizing supply chains, even doing our customer service for us. But that brings up the big question, right? Who controls these AI agents? Is it going to be just a handful of mega corporations, or could it be, well, us?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? A lot of folks are trying to figure that out. For this deep dive, we've got some stuff from a company called ArcBlock. They're pushing their new product, AME. They're definitely hyped about it. But even so, their ideas are worth looking at.
Definitely. So we're talking about AI agents that are like actually making decisions, taking actions, not just, following instructions, but is this agentic economy really just around the corner? Or is it still like sci-fi?
Well, what's interesting is we're already seeing the early stages of it. You probably bump into AI agents every day without realizing it. Think about the last time you contacted customer service online. Chances are you were chatting with a chatbot.
Oh yeah, totally. More and more companies are using those. But are those really the same as these agents we're talking about?
They're on that same path for sure. I mean, those chatbots are doing basic stuff, handling simple decisions, to free up humans for the more complicated things. But the tech is changing fast. For example, JP Morgan already has an AI running over $10 billion in assets.
10 billion. Whoa, that's a lot of trust to put in an algorithm.
It is, and it shows just how fast things are moving. Even something like Amazon's recommendations, suggesting products you might want. That's an AI agent making choices based on your data. It's getting woven into everything we do.
Okay, I see how this agentic economy is starting to, emerge. But if companies like Amazon and Google are already this far ahead, is there even space for anyone else?
That's where the whole idea of centralization comes in. Right now, most of the power in the AI world, it's concentrated in the hands of a few big companies. And that's worrying for a few reasons.
Worried. Like, besides my Amazon recommendations knowing I can't resist late-night online shopping.
Think bigger picture. Like, what if access to these powerful AI tools is restricted? We've already seen this with OpenAI limiting their ChatGPT API. In certain places, imagine being cut off from a crucial tool just because of where you live.
Yeah, that's a good point. It'd be like being shut out of the digital economy.
Exactly. And then there's the problem of bias. Algorithms are only as good as the data they learn from. And if that data is biased, well, the AI will be biased too. We've seen it with facial recognition systems, even search engine results.
So even if these AI agents are making decisions, they could be making unfair ones.
Yeah.
Based on bad data.
But that's the risk.
Mm-hmm.
And when a few companies control everything, it's way harder to catch and fix those biases.
Okay, yeah, that's starting to sound a little dystopian. So how do we avoid this centralized AI future? Where does ArcBlock and their AIGNE platform come in?
That's where things get interesting. ArcBlock is pushing for a decentralized AI approach, where individuals have more control over their own data and the AI agents they use.
Decentralized AI. So instead of a few companies running the show, the power is spread out more.
That's the idea. And they think blockchain technology is how to do it.
Blockchain, isn't that the tech behind Bitcoin and all that?
Yeah, but blockchain is a lot more than just cryptocurrency. It's a way to create a record of transactions that's secure and transparent. In this case, those transactions could be anything, from accessing data to training AI models.
So how does blockchain actually make AI decentralized?
One way is by making sure data is secure and people own it. With blockchain, your data can be encrypted and stored in a way that prevents unauthorized access or manipulation. And you get to decide who uses your data and how.
So it's like a digital vault for your data, and you hold the keys.
Exactly. And when it comes to training AI models, blockchain allows for something called federated learning, meaning instead of all your data going to a central server, the AI model can be trained on your device. And only the learnings are shared back to the network.
So it's like having a personal AI trainer. That works with your data locally, without ever actually seeing your raw data.
That's a great way to put it. It's all about keeping your data private and secure, while still helping to develop more powerful AI models.
Okay, that makes sense. But let's get back to AG. How does this platform actually help me build my own AI agent?
AG is designed to be easy to use, even for people who aren't tech experts. They call it a no-code platform, meaning you can build AI agents using a drag-and-drop interface. Kind of like building a website with those website builders.
Code coding. So you're saying I could build my own AI agent without having to learn all that complicated programming stuff?
That's what they claim. Now, I'm sure there's still a learning curve. You got to understand the basics of AI. in how to structure your data, but the goal is to make it open to more people, not just developers and data scientists.
That's a big claim. So what kind of AI agents can I actually build with AIGNE? Are we talking simple chatbots, or can I make something more advanced?
Well, according to ArcBlock, the possibilities are pretty wide open. They say you can build AI agents for all sorts of things, from automating business tasks to creating personalized experiences for your customers.
Personalized experiences, like what?
Let's say you're running an online store. You could use AIGNE to make an AI agent that learns what your customers like and then recommends products just for them.
It's like a personal shopper for each customer, but powered by AI.
Exactly. It's about creating a more engaging and tailored experience that hopefully means more sales and happy customers.
Okay, that sounds cool. But I'm still a little skeptical. Can AIGNE really do all this? And how does it stack up against what the big tech companies offer?
Those are great questions, and ones we're going to dig into more next time.
All right, everyone, make sure to come back for part 2. We'll be diving deeper into AIGNE and the future of the agentic economy.
Welcome back. Last time we were talking about how AIGNE could really shake things up, letting anyone build their own AI agents. But can a platform like this really go toe-to-toe with the big guys? I mean, they've got massive teams, tons of data. It just seems like an uphill battle.
Yeah, it's a good point. But I think the thing is, AIGNE isn't trying to play the same game. It's offering a whole different way of doing things, empowering individuals, smaller companies, letting them use AI in ways they couldn't before.
So not about beating them at their own game, more like creating a new one.
Exactly. It's about moving away from that centralized AI, where a few powerful players control everything, to a model where everyone has more ownership, more say.
Makes sense. But let's get down to brass tacks. Say I decide to try this AIGNE thing. What kind of AI could I actually build? I'm no coding whiz, so are we talking basic chatbots? Or can I create something seriously powerful? That's the cool thing about platforms like AIGNE. They're made to make AI development easier, even if you don't have a super technical background. Obviously, how complex your AI can be depends on your skills and the data you have.
So I'm not going to make the next ChatGPT overnight, but I could build something useful for me or maybe my business.
Exactly. Think of it like this. You probably use tools like Canva or Squarespace to build websites. You don't need to know how to code for those. AIGNE is trying to do the same thing for building AI.
Okay, that analogy makes sense. So what are some examples of what people are making with this no-code AI?
One interesting area is personalized education. Imagine an AI tutor that adjusts to how each student learns and how fast they learn.
So instead of everyone getting the same thing, it's tailored to them.
Yeah, and it could be a game changer for students who don't thrive in traditional classrooms. We're also seeing a lot of cool stuff in small business automation. AI agents can handle things like scheduling, social media, even writing marketing copy.
Wow, that would free up so much time for small business owners. They're already juggling so much.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it lets them focus on the human stuff, like building relationships with customers.
Okay, I see the potential. But I also have to wonder, if everyone's building their own AI, won't it be kind of chaotic, like a Wild West? How do we make sure these agents are ethical, responsible?
That's a critical question. And the people making these platforms need to take it seriously. One way is to bake in ethical rules and limits right into the platform.
So, like guardrails, to stop people from making AI that could be harmful.
Exactly. Transparency is also super important. People need to know how these AI agents are making decisions and what data they're using.
So it's not just about making AI that's powerful, it's about making it responsible.
Right. It takes a combination of technical solutions, clear rules, and ongoing discussions about the ethics of AI.
Sense. But even with all that, how do we regulate this decentralized AI world?
That's the big question, right? Policymakers and experts are trying to figure that out right now. How do you set rules and standards when things are so spread out?
Yeah, sounds like a real challenge.
It is, but it's one we need to solve. If we want the agentic economy to work for everyone, not just a few.
Okay, so we've talked about the good side of AG and decentralized AI, but are there any downsides, any risks we should be thinking about?
Well, one concern is misuse, right? If anyone can create AI, that makes it easier for bad actors to make AI that spreads fake news or even causes harm.
It's like any powerful tool, I guess. It can be used for good or bad, depends on the person.
Exactly. That's why education is so important. We need to help people understand the risks of AI, as well as the benefits.
So it's not just teaching them to build it, it's teaching them to use it responsibly.
Absolutely. We need a culture of responsible AI development. Another potential problem is making sure things work together.
What do you mean by that?
Well, if everyone's making their own AI on different platforms, how do we know those AIs can talk to each other and work together? Imagine your AI assistant can't talk to your smart home because they're on different systems.
Oh, that would be so annoying.
Yeah. So setting up common standards for how these AIs communicate, that's going to be super important.
Okay, a lot to consider here. Ethical guidelines, regulations, interoperability. Seems like the agentic economy are going to be complex and ever-changing.
Definitely. But that's part of what makes it so exciting. We're at the beginning of something totally new, and we have the chance to shape it in a way that benefits everyone.
Well said. And speaking of shaping the future, in part 3, we're going to tackle the big question: what does this agentic economy mean for the future of work, for society, even for humanity itself? So stick around for the grand finale. All right, welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the agentic economy. We've talked about the potential of these AI agents, the shift towards decentralization, all the challenges, but now I want to zoom out, ask the big question: what does this all mean for us, for humans in the long run?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? Philosophers, scientists, sci-fi writers, they've been pondering this for ages. And now, as we get closer to this agentic economy, it's becoming more and more real.
So where do you even start with a question that big?
Well, I think one way is to look at how technology has always shaped us. I mean, think about it. The wheel, the printing press, the internet, every big invention has changed how we live, work, interact.
And AI seems different, right? It's not just a tool. It could be like a teammate, a partner, maybe even competition.
Exactly. And that makes us think about our own place in the world. If AI can do things we thought only humans could do, what does that mean for us?
Like, will we become obsolete in this agentic economy? Or will it free us up to do more meaningful things?
I think it's more of a shift, not a replacement. AI can handle the boring stuff, the data crunching. That gives us space for creativity, critical thinking, the things that make us human that are hard to program.
So finding that balance using AI strengths alongside ours.
Exactly. And that balance will look different for everyone, every industry. Some jobs will definitely be automated, but new ones will pop up in AI development, management, all that.
So it's not just about coding. It's about learning to work with AI, communicate with it, guide it so it benefits society.
Right on. It's a whole new skill set.
But let's be real, not everyone's going to be thrilled about this. Some people will be scared of AI, right? Worried about losing jobs or AI getting too powerful.
Fear is natural when things are new, for sure. And yeah, there are risks with AI. We can't ignore those. But I think it's important to remember AI is a tool. Like any tool, it can be used in good ways or bad ways.
So it's not about stopping AI, it's about shaping it.
Exactly. Making sure it aligns with our values, what we want as a society.
And what about decentralization? Does that change things? We talked about AIDEA giving people more control, but does that really matter in the grand scheme of AI's impact?
I think it could be huge, honestly. Spreading the power of AI around makes things more diverse, more resilient. Imagine small businesses, communities, even individuals, all using AI to solve problems, create value.
So instead of a few big companies calling all the shots, we have more voices, more perspective shaping AI.
That's the hope. There are hurdles, of course, like making sure different AIs can work together and setting ethical boundaries. But I think the potential of decentralized AI is massive.
It's both exciting and kind of scary, We're talking about changing how we live, how we work. Everything's going to be different.
It's a turning point for humanity, that's for sure. We need to be careful, but also optimistic.
So what do we do? How can our listeners be a part of this?
First, learn. Find out about AI, what it can do. There's tons of info online, in libraries. Don't just read headlines. Dig deeper. Ask questions. Figure out what you think.
Like we said, knowledge is power.
Absolutely. The more we know about AI, the better choices we can make about how it's used.
And don't just sit back and watch. Talk about it with your friends, family, colleagues. Share what you think. Listen to what they think.
The future of AI isn't decided by a few people. It's a conversation we all need to be in.
And hey, maybe you'll even start building your own AI. With platforms like AIGNE, you totally can.
The future isn't set in stone. We create it together. And with a little knowledge, a lot of curiosity, and a good dose of responsibility, I think we can create an agentic economy that works for all of us.
That's a great way to wrap things up. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the agentic economy. We hope you learned something, thought about some things. And remember, the future is what we make it. So let's go out there and build something awesome.